Connie Willis, the podcast. Taking you into new ways of thinking, even providing answers to questions you've often pondered. Connie Willis, the podcast. Connie, can you spare a dime?
And we are back with Sean Worthington, computer scientist, inventor of CloudCoin and RAIDA Tech. So, Sean, what's the problem with money? What's wrong with our money today?
Well, the problem is that money is created in such a way that it causes some people to get richer when they shouldn't. So people get value. Some people are given things when they should not. And just to give you an example, we Europeans discovered the island of Yap in the 1800s, and we were amazed to see that they had these village squares where they had these big stones, and there was these platforms, raised platforms in the village, and every time somebody bought or sold something, they would move these stones by rolling them from one platform to another. And this was a system of tracking who had what money. So this is like a public ledger system, only instead of having like a Bitcoin wallets, they had these open air platforms, and instead of having numbers, they use these coins as like weights to show how much somebody, the bigger the coin, the more valuable it was. But the problem is that the Europeans thought, oh, well, we could make these coins. Where did you find these? And they realized that they could, in their fast boats, quickly go to this other island where these stones were created, and with their iron tools, they could quickly make these coins. And so they just showed back up with all of these big giant stone coins and said, hey, we'd like to buy this other little island off to the side here. And of course, the tribes were happier than hell because they associate the stones with money. And then they sold the island, little island. And then the Europeans said, oh, wow, that worked. Let's do it again. And they came back and they wanted people to, one of the tribes people to create huts and furniture and be their servants and all of this stuff. So all of the tribal people, they quit their, I don't want to call it work, but they quit their jobs and stopped fishing and stopped farming and started building houses, and then they ran out of food, and there was no way to create food out of nothing, so they ended up starting to starve. And the villagers got smart, and they rose up against the Europeans and basically took everything back. But what you could see there is that these Europeans got the money that they shouldn't have got, and they were able to control everybody's behavior so that the people would behave around their needs instead of their own self-interest. And this caused problems, big problems with the tribe, and where they had to worry about starving to death. When the federal government, whether it's the federal government itself or the banking system, creates money and gives it to certain people or certain industries, that also causes us to stop what we're doing and go rally around those industries or people that got the new money and divert our attention away from things that are really going to help us and make us more prosperous. This is what's often called inflation. And there's a big debate between different schools of economic thought, whether it's price inflation or monetary inflation. But really what it is it's a bunch of data thrown into the system that doesn't make any sense, and it's all illogical, and it causes people to stop working productively and efficiently and to start doing stupid things which benefit a small group of people at the expense of everybody else. And so that's the situation that we have now, is that we have a lot of money being created and not being given to the right people where it's due. And that's just one problem, by the way. There's a lot of other problems.
Sean Worthington, computer scientist, inventor of CloudCoin and RAIDA Tech, also author of Beyond Bitcoin and Perfect Money.
I like money. Connie Willis, the podcast. Join Connie's other shows at conniewillis.com.